Hello there. Hi. So, you may or may not have been following for a little while. You may or may not have seen that I have been having a number of technical issues and woes recently whilst introducing these VIP art retreat weeks. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Julie and I am an encaustic artist based in the UK. I've been doing a series of videos that talk about each day of some art retreat weeks that I'm setting up this year. So I'm going with no further, there are other videos that kind of explain what's been going on, but this particular video is in relation to Sara Wickenden. So let me turn this around. As I say, I was going to do this, but my website completely crashed the other day. But it is all back. We're back and cooking again. So if you go to artyheaven.com, you'll find this information. And I've done separate live videos which discuss what we're going to do on day one, a little bit, about my studio, etc. So this one is completely related to day two, where Sara Wickenden is going to be joining us. So I'm not going to turn this around on the computer all day. You'll be able to go and read this. I'll switch back and forth. So Sara, and I appreciate this isn't going to interest everybody. So yeah, but for the people, so this is for artists that are using the wax and dammar resin style of encaustic painting, looking to come and use those techniques. So Sara Wickenden is, I'll keep kind of looking at my computer as well, but she's basically, I've been working with Sara, we've been communicating in the encaustic UK world for a long time now. She's one of the very few people in the UK that I know of. She's got 20 years experience working with encaustic wax, which is a real rarity in the UK. There are very few that people that I'm aware of that have been working with encaustic for that length of time. So she is she's got a really strong background in science and wildlife, theatres, interior architecture, sorry, and they all feature in her work. So let me squizzy this around a moment. So I'm going to show you, so this is her website, sarawickenden.co.uk, and you sort of go down to encaustic. So if you want to find a little bit more about her, so she has this very strong theme of science in her work. And she also exhibits at the Spatio Gallery in London. So if you go to spatiogallery.com, you'll find more about her down here as well. She's got, pop down, yeah, she's got a page here, Sara Wickenden. So you can also have a look at her work and a bit more about her on here, and there's a lot of history on her shows and everything as well that she's done. So a couple of places if you want to go and find out a little bit more about her. But what I find especially interesting as well, so this is all on the website, so you can go and check all of this out. But she began working with encaustic in 2001, and she did some workshops in Norfolk. She then went out to New Mexico and did some advanced workshop with Paula Rowland. So, and she's been experimenting with it for all these years. So she sun bleaches her own beeswax. It's all a very natural process, and she's got just a vast experience in that background. But particularly with so few encaustic artists in the UK, she was actually contacted by the National Maritime Museum up in London to help with some research into some paintings that they were working on. So I'm going to turn this around again. So if you go to the National Maritime Museum's website, or this is Royal Museums Greenwich, but there's a link on my VIP page. You can see there's a link here that would take you directly to it. And I'm just going to play the first few seconds of this video. Turn this up.
In 2013, the National Maritime Museum acquired two paintings by George Stubbs of a kangaroo and a dingo. These are hugely significant paintings as they come from Captain Cook's first voyage to the Pacific. They were completely strange animals at the time, so they really give you a sense of trying to capture that kind of awe and wonder.
The two Stubbs paintings that belong to the National Maritime Museum are painted in wax and there's no oil binder. It hasn't really been...
So I won't play the whole thing now, but basically it's a really interesting article. It's worth going and having a watch of. But Sarah worked with the National Maritime Museum on investigating those two paintings, and she ran some workshops up there as well. On the, on those techniques. So she's got a really vast, really deep, rich background with wax, and at a really good, really high level as well. So that's all kind of linked up on the website. So that's a little bit about Sarah and what, who she is and what she does. So I'll read this off rather than turning it around. So this is all on the website as well, under day 2. So, but what we're going to do is, in the morning, she's going to cover a number of methods for, or methods of sun bleaching your own beeswax. And we'll make, we will make our own encaustic medium as well at the same time. So you might well be familiar with making your own medium if you've been working with wax and dammar for a while. But whilst that's melting away in the background, she's got a lot of different types of waxes and mediums that we'll discuss as well. She's then also going to go on to the George Stubbs style of work, and she's going to explain how she got involved with that work at the Maritime Museum and the workshops that she ran there. And then you will actually create your own version of those stubs, either a dingo or kangaroo painting. But she's adapted it using a safer alternative layered, I'm reading this so I've got this right, alternative layered pastels and Gampi paper. So I've not used Gampi paper before, that's a new one for me, so I will look forward to seeing how that works. So yeah, really, so that's a really interesting morning. And then after lunch, we'll see how the day pans out, so but the day will be flexible, but this is basically what we're going to cover. So we'll stop for a break, and then she's also going to cover encaustic monotypes, drawing on wax and texturising your wax, and also creating a final smooth layer, which I've done all those things before, but she uses a freezer with hers. So we will have a look at that. That's a new one on me, so that's going to be it's going to be quite interesting. So yeah, so I just summarise it here, but as I say, personally for me, I've struggled to find anybody that has been working with encaustic for that length of time, so to be able to tap into somebody's wealth of experience for a day like that is going to be amazing. So yes, so anyhow, there you go. That's a little bit about Sara Wickenden, who's going to come in on day 2. So just to summarise, if this is all completely new to you, so my website is artyheaven.com. If you go to the shop area, go down to Learn Encaustic. If it's going to work, here we go. And then I've got a number of different ways of working with me: art retreats, working days, workshops. So if you come down to here, you will see art retreat weeks. I will also just mention as well, whilst I'm here, before I go any further, I also have a 2-day workshop. So if you can't do a full week, there is one coming up. I can't remember if it's September or October now. September, I think, from memory. I need to, without checking the dates. So yeah, do check that out if you're interested in this style of wax but can't do the full week. But basically, if you go to the art retreat weeks here, there's a really big overview view inside my studio. A bit of an overview of the entire week. We go up to London. There will be a separate video about that. Views from my studio. And then if you come down here, these are the dates. So I've got one this year, which is the 7th to the 12th of October. And this is for artists already working with wax and dammar. If you're new to wax and dammar, there is one for complete beginners in May, 11th to 16th of May 2020. And then there's a second week for artists working with wax and dammar in June, 22nd to the 27th of June 2020. But anyhow, so I'm currently talking about this particular week here. There is a payment plan, there's lots of photographs, there's a real overview, and then you can find all of the information. So this is Sara Wickenden that we've just been talking about here. What I'm doing is I'm linking all of these videos up on a blog, so that if you want to have a look, there is a blog here of all the different videos that I've been talking about. If that makes sense. Is it going to work? Come on. So, and then you can scroll down, and then there's like a number of videos. So it'll go through day by day on what we're going to do. As I say, I've been having a few technical issues, so that isn't completely up to date as yet, but it will be. It'll come back very soon. Anyhow, there you go. So that's a little bit about what we're doing up there. So I hope you find it interesting. I appreciate this is going to be for a very small minority of people, but for the people that are interested, I hope this depth of knowledge on what we're going to do day by day will be helpful. Okay, so if you watched this to the end, thank you very much, and good to see you. Take care. Bye.